Hello everyone, how are you all doing? I pray that you're doing well. If this is your first time here, welcome to the family, and if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. I appreciate you. I appreciate each and every single one of you guys so much. God bless you. So today we're going to talk about being persistent. Being persistent, yes. Not giving up. You know, there's so many reasons, right? Why it is important for us to not give up on the things that we want to do, on the things that we have set out to do. One of the reasons is that when you don't give up, you're actually going to find success eventually. When you don't give up, you're actually going to eventually reach your goals, right? When you don't give up, you're actually going to be able to see the fruit of your labor. And there's so many things that we can set our minds to. There's so many things that we want to achieve. Some of them tangible, others not as tangible. Your goal might be to have a better prayer life. Your goal might be to read the Bible in 1 year. Your goal might be to have a new job. Your goal might be to make more money. Your goal might be to be better, to be in better physical shape. Your goal might be to be in better mental shape. Your goal might be to have a better relationship with your family, with your friends, with your spouse. Your goal might be just so many different things. It could be a spiritual goal, a mental goal, a physical goal, a financial goal. There are so many different goals that you might have. But then because of the nature of what it takes to be persistent, sometimes we might give up even before we reach that goal, because it can be difficult to be disciplined. It can be difficult to keep going when we're not seeing immediate results, because as human beings, there are times when we just want to see results immediately. I'm putting in the effort, so I just want to see that result almost immediately. Have you ever been one of those people? If you work out, have you ever worked out and immediately after working out you stand in front of the mirror and you're hoping to see a difference, or you come back or you go to the mirror the next day and you're hoping to see a difference in your physical appearance just only after 1 day of working out? Have you? Because I've done that. I work out and I just want to see a difference, right? And then when you don't see that difference, when you have that mindset of wanting to see immediate results, when those results are not there, the tendency might be for you to want to give up, right? Because, oh my goodness, my efforts are not paying off. Oh my goodness, why am I not seeing the result after putting in, this much effort, right? That is the tendency. And so it's important that we are able to create that discipline. It's important that we're able to have our mindset on the why, right? Why do you want to achieve this goal? Why is it important for you to get to this level? Why is it important for you to, achieve the success? When you have that why in mind, it is going to help push you. It is going to help propel you, which eventually is going to help you build resilience, which eventually is going to help you learn, which eventually is going to help you grow, which eventually is going to help you develop skills, which eventually is going to help you, overcome obstacles. Because once you start learning to overcome obstacles, once you start getting rejection after rejection, once you start getting failure after failure, the tendency is that you're going to get stronger. You're going to become stronger. Because if you live a life where everything is smooth sailing, you're going to be a very weak person, because you don't know what rejection looks like, because you don't know what a no looks like, right? But then when in the process of trying to build your resilience, in the process of trying to build your persistence, you are going to have to go through those periods of no's. those periods of rejection, those periods of not getting immediate results. And when you do not give up, when you keep trying, when you keep pushing, when you keep going, eventually you're going to reach your goal. And even if you don't even reach that goal, something is going to happen within you. There is a sense of accomplishment that you're going to feel. There is a strength that comes when you've been able to, receive negativity, receive, all the no's, receive all the rejections, receive all the failures. And then you keep getting up and trying again. You keep getting up and trying again and going again and trying again and going again. There is something that happens inside of you that is hard to even describe. Because after you get rejected that first time, let's say you applied for a job and you got that first rejection, ouch, it hurts, it really hurts, because you tend to take it personal. Why didn't they like me? Why didn't they accept me? Why didn't they call me back? But when you get back up and you keep pushing, you keep going, when you receive that second rejection or that third rejection, it's not as painful anymore as the first one, because you've gotten kind of accustomed to dealing with that. And so something gets strengthened inside of you. And so eventually when you get that yes, you're able to appreciate it more. Your character has been built during that process. And so there is a passage that really, really speaks to me and speaks to the situation. And that is from Luke 11:5-10. The Bible tells us, a friend, and he said to them, which of you shall have a friend and go to him at midnight and say to him, friend, lend me 3 loaves, for a friend of mine has come to me on this journey, and I have nothing to set before him. And he will answer from within and say, do not trouble me. The door is now shut, and my children are with me in bed. I cannot rise and give to you. I say to you, though he will not rise and give to him because he's the friend, yet because of his persistence, he will rise and give him as many as he needs. Because he will not rise because of the friendship. What is going to cause this person to rise? Because of the persistence. Because he is persistent, he's standing there and he's knocking. My friend is at my house. My friend is hungry. I need bread. My friend is hungry. I need bread. The person that is inside the house is not wanting to get up for the sake of the friendship. But just because this person is not giving up, this person is consistently knocking, he's going to be like, you know what? Fine, I'm going to get up and give you the bread so that you leave me alone. The New International Version calls this persistence, it calls it shameless audacity. Shameless audacity. So because this person has that shameless audacity, because this person is persistent, they're able to get what they need. And the Bible tells us in verse 9 to 10, so I say to you, ask and it will be given to you, seek and you will find, knock and it will be opened to you. For everyone who asks receives, and he who seeks finds, and to him who knocks it will be opened. So when we're looking at this passage, we're not looking at it only from the perspective of prayer. Yes, prayer is important. We should, knock in prayer. We should seek in prayer. We should ask in prayer. But it also applies to our lives as human beings interacting with each other. We need to be able to ask. We need to be able to seek. We need to be able to knock on doors persistently. Take the example of looking for a job. It's not because you've gotten that first rejection that you're going to stop looking. You have to keep going. Because if you do not persist, how are you going to get results? I remember there's this image of this person who is digging for diamonds, and they're digging and then they get to a certain point and they just get tired and they give up. But then what they do not see is the fact that right on the edge right next to, right behind that little, pillar, that little piece of ground of earth. The diamonds are there, lodged there, lots and lots of diamonds just waiting. So if they had just persisted, if they had just dug a few more times, if they had just dug a little bit more, they would have been able to get to that diamond. They would have been able to get to that treasure. They would have been able to reach that goal. But they gave up right when they were about to reach that goal, right when they were about to reach that breakthrough. They gave up. So I just want us to have that mindset of being persistent, to have that mindset of being persistent. And with this man in the Bible who was knocking, he was knocking because his friend was hungry. So we have to be hungry for things. We have to develop that sense of hunger that would push us. If you are somebody that wants to have a job, you have to be hungry enough. You have to be hungry enough, because that is something that is literally going to give you bread. That is something that is literally going to give you bread. You have to be hungry enough to want to achieve that goal. You have to be hungry enough to want to have a good family. You have to be hungry enough to want to grow in your career. You have to be hungry enough to want to grow in your spiritual life. You have to be hungry enough to want to grow in your physical health. You have to be hungry enough to want to, like whatever it is, there has to be that sense of hunger. Because if that hunger is not there, that zeal to keep pushing, to keep knocking is not going to be there, because you're constantly going to want to fall behind and say, you know what, I give up. And if you're constantly giving up, maybe you need to go back to the drawing board and ask, what is my why? Or maybe you're going through a mental problem. Maybe you're going through, a mental health crisis that is making it impossible for you to have that zeal or that amount of motivation that you need to have in order to be able to go after your goals. If that is the case, I want to ask that you seek help. Seek professional help, seek spiritual help, seek whatever type of help that you need to get in order to be able to feel motivated, to try to reach your goals. And the other thing is, there's the fear of failure. Sometimes we're so afraid of failing that we do not even want to start, because you're so afraid that if you start something, you're going to fail. And so because of that, you do not even want to, keep going. But let that fear of failure not stop you from wanting to go after your goals, from wanting to go after the plans, the things that God wants you to go after. And then there's also the issue of impatience. Like I said in the beginning, we start something now, we want to see results almost immediately. Let us be patient in trying to achieve our goals. Let us be patient in trying to do the things that we've been called to do. The man that was knocking on the door, if he gave up after the first or the second or the third knock, or if he gave up after his friend said, the first time, leave me alone, I don't want to, wake up, I don't want to give you bread, he would not have been able to get the bread that he needed for his friend. But because he knew what was at stake, because he knew that somebody was in his household that was hungry, he had to, have that patience. He had to have that patience and that persistence to keep knocking until he got an answer, right? And sometimes we might not have the type of support that we need in order to be able to go, to keep pushing. There's a lack of encouragement from friends, from family, from mentors, from, the people around you. If you do not have that type of support, sometimes you might need to actually go and ask somebody, can you help me? Can you support me? Can you be somebody that would encourage me? I need that encouragement from somebody, otherwise I will not be able to do it on my own. And so when you have somebody that is supporting you and encouraging you, that should be able to be, the push that you need to get started. But then eventually you should learn to try to do it on your own, so that you can move from being somebody that is supported to being somebody that actually supports another person or supports other people towards their goals. And you'll be surprised at how much supporting another person actually helps to strengthen you and even support you as well. So that is the message that I want us to live with today. Let us not give up. Let us not give up. There is something, there is that diamond at the end of your persistence. There is a result that is going to come at the end of your persistence. There is joy. There is an answered prayer that is going to come at the end of your persistence. Persist in prayer. Persist in prayer. Persist in seeking God. Persist in applying for those jobs. Persist in pursuing your goals. Persist in going after your dreams. Persist in pursuing your purpose. Persist in building those relationships. Persist in being a good person. Persist in being a godly person. Persist in taking care of yourself. Persist in taking care of your mental health. Persist in taking care of your physical health. Persist. Be hungry. Because from a place of hunger, you're going to want to get fed. From a place of hunger, you're going to want to go after the thing that is going to feed you. Be hungry. Let's be hungry. Amen. All right, guys, that's the end of my message. I pray that it blessed you. If it did, please share, please like, comment, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video, God willing. All right, bye, guys.